45-7 win. That's the number one mission is to is to play the game and to get the win. Very excited with the turnover margin tonight. The fact that we took the ball away 4 times, 2 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and we didn't turn the ball over on offense. That was critical for us to be successful. So I'm pleased with that. And I saw some things out of the field that made me feel like we made some strides from week 1 to week 2, particularly on defense. I thought our kids were very aggressive to the ball, and offensively I thought our communication was really good.
Had some penalties on defense. Are you concerned about that?
No, other than just getting back and watching the video and seeing what the nature of the penalties were. That'll be the biggest thing, but that's always something we're going to try to improve on and try to get better at. We're an aggressive team. We're aggressive by nature. There's just a couple of them we got to be a little bit smarter with. David?
Did they say what Eric Saylor did to remove himself from the game, as he put it?
He didn't give me a description of the play, no.
So I assume he was ejected from the game then?
Yeah, that's what happened. They ejected him from the game.
Okay, I'm sorry you've already answered this,
okay.
I'm sure, but just initial takeaway from tonight.
Pleased with a 45-7 win. Yeah, anytime you go on the road and get a win, it's critical. I felt like coming into this game, Hampton was excited to play us in this game, and I felt like our kids responded. Right from the start of the game, we got the initial stop on defense, and then our first drive we go 14 plays, 71 yards, and score. So that tells me that our guys were excited, they were prepared to get that kind of a start in the game. The other thing, David, that really stood out to me is I felt like coming out at halftime, our guys were very aggressive with a mindset of putting this game out of reach as quickly as possible. And, it's 28-7 score at halftime, and we come out and take the opening drive and go 9 plays, 60 yards with the opening drive to make it 35-7. Outscore them 17-0 in the third quarter. Our other 2 scores off of turnovers. We had a 4-play 9-yard drive with field goal, and then 6-play 18-yard drive for a touchdown. So that's 2 weeks in a row now that I felt like we've been dominant coming out of the locker room in the second half in terms of the mindset, and that's going to be critical because if you're going to win games in the CAA, you've got to win games in the second half. 7 of our 8 games last year were decided in the fourth quarter, so that's something I'm looking at and something I addressed with the players at halftime of this game, that I wanted us to come out aggressively, and they did that. So I'm really pleased with that third quarter performance. Really pleased with the fact that we took the ball away 4 times and didn't turn it over, and I thought we were much better tonight in the kicking game. I haven't seen Plisco's numbers yet, but 43-yard average, punting, a couple inside the 20. Jared Brown was excellent kicking the ball tonight. His kickoffs were phenomenal. Our kickoff coverage was as good as it's been. I was really pleased with that. So those are the big points that I'm excited about.
It's 21-7. They're in the shadow of your goal line, threatening. You guys stop them on 4th down, and then come back and drive, go 95 yards, and instead of it being 21-10 or 21-14, it's 28-7.
Yep, that was a critical juncture of the game because you're right, they were driving. It's a 4th and 2. We get the stop, and at the time there was about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. We had all 3 of our timeouts, so I said to Brian Scott, our offensive coordinator, if we can get the ball out past the 20, then let's go. Let's get in a 2-minute drill. And I think Tyree Lee personally took the ball from the 5-yard line out to about the 40. He had a run, and then he had a couple catches, and then we went right into our 2-minute drill, and I felt like that was the difference in the game because it took any momentum that they had with the 4th and 2 stop and then the touchdown to take it from, like you said, what could have been 21-14 to 28-7 at the half.
Have you ever coached?
You got it. See,
ever coached or played in a lightning shortened game before? Is this
Yeah, I've had one previous experience with it where we were in the locker room for about an hour, and then it cleared, and we were able to come back out and have it resume. And that was initially the plan. Tonight was we were going to go in for 30 minutes, and if there were no more lightning strikes, we were going to play the last, whatever it was, 10 minutes. And the referee grabbed me maybe 10 minutes into the delay, and apparently their president and their head coach, based on the weather report that we had, there was this front was all the way at least a couple states down, and it looked like it was going to be here to stay with the threat of lightning. They asked if we'd be willing to forego the rest of the game for the safety of not only the kids but everybody else involved, and I agreed with them. I thought that was a smart decision for the safety of everybody involved.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome. Thank you, 12 Monarchs.
I think we played all right. Defense, we held them in rushing yards. Passing wise, we had a struggle. We pulled it out to win.
A little chippy out there tonight.
Yes, with myself, I was kind of all around. I had to tell myself, stay focused and be disciplined.
Yeah, because their emotions were running. I mean, it was a big game for both teams.
Yes, it was. It was very big. It's a good experience for the younger players. Maybe their first time getting out there on the field. Just go out there and play fast. Like that's the only advice I can give them. But it's a good experience for them. It's a good experience for the younger players. Maybe their first time getting out there on the field. Just go out there and play fast. Like that's the only advice I can give them. But it's a good experience for them.
Definitely players won. Everybody did their assignments and did their jobs. We did have a lot of penalties, but those are penalties that we think we could correct.
How good was it to see a lot of people got in today? How good was it to see some of the younger players and some of the red shirts get in there and get some game action?
The coaches definitely worked the rotations. That's what they told us throughout the week. They said we were going to work rotations because last game a lot of people were tired. So it was nice to see Kurt, JB, everybody get in and get some playing time. And a lot of people scored too. So that was nice to see also.